Good afternoon and welcome to another CWHITT session. I'm Chelsea Whittington. What's a CWHITT session? I'm so glad you asked. A CWHITT session is a pop-up interview in a pop-up location with I am with Alex Dunlap, the third of Around the Clock Ambulance. Hey, Alex.
Hey, Chelsea. I like Alex Dunlap. I like it.
The third. Yes, you are part of a legacy
Yes.
from an amazing family. And so anytime somebody is the second, junior, the third, I want to make sure that I emphasize that because that just lets you know you're coming from greatness, right?
That's exactly right. And plus, Pops is still kicking today, literally. So.
That's right, Sensei. But I'm so glad to have you back, Alex. One of the commitments that I make to my retained clients, of which you are, is to periodically jump on, do a session, and do some catching up on some of the things that you have taken place with the company. And the last time we were here, I want to say it was November. We were on the lower level, November, December. And we were going into the holidays. You were bearing gifts. You didn't bring gifts today, did you?
I didn't bring gifts today.
Oh, okay.
I thought about it when I was walking up. I said, I didn't bring gifts. I'll probably make that standard now. I have to follow that standard.
Yeah, because we haven't recorded now. Alex brings gifts. No, but in all seriousness, so much has happened with your business and the growth and the avenues. And so I had to catch up with you to talk about some of the things that are going on. So where do you want to start?
Oh, we have a few things going on. Last time I came, I think I talked about having wheelchair service added to my company.
Yes.
And we've done that. So we've added wheelchair service. So what that simply means, Chelsea, is that if you can walk or if you need a wheelchair, now we can take you without having the need for an ambulance.
Oh, that is wonderful. I mean, and I know you haven't been in the business a little while. An ambulance sometimes has a stigma to it. It's like, this is emergency. Everybody get out the way. Somebody's in the back dying. And it's like, no, we're just transporting.
Yeah. So it's two levels, right? So you have emergency care and you have non-emergency care.
Okay.
So the emergency part of it, everybody's very familiar with it. When you have an emergency, somebody call 911 and somebody's there immediately. Well, we do that as well. But we do most of our business is non-emergency when you have to go to dialysis or you have to go to a chemo treatment or wound care, things like that, where you just can't get that transportation but you're bedbound, then we're there for you in our ambulance service.
I so love that. I am fortunate enough that my father is not bedridden, but these are the types of services that those of us in the sandwich generation, we're sandwiched between caring for parents, caring for children, that we want to make our audiences know about these services because you think about it and then the next thing you know it's you. Or it's you or it's a family member. And it's not even also an age thing because you can be bedbound and be in your 20s.
You can be in your 20s,
and need that help. So if somebody is looking for more information or needs that assistance, what's the first step? Is there an insurance process? What do they need to do?
Yeah, so we make it really simple. So you just call our number at 219-879-1039 or 1039. And my people are great. They will be able to walk you through if you qualify for a bedbound service or bedridden service, or we'll help you actually walk through the insurance process. We will contact your physician if needed to make sure that you do qualify physically for that, because it's a process of called medical necessity. So if you reach medical necessity, then we can handle it. But we make that all very easy for you. We just making that phone call.
Yeah, I love that. And every time you and I talk, Alex, well, we're friends and schoolmates, so I'm going to toot your horn around the glass ceiling you're breaking, if you will, or breaking into this field. I don't know anybody else who owns an ambulance company of any hue, really,
Right.
So it's one of those things where when I see you, I'm like, oh, Alex, I'm so proud of you, and you all are still hiring.
Are we hiring? Oh, yeah, I'm glad you said that. Segue.
right. I'm gonna get you some folks.
Yes, I need EMTs and paramedics. And you're right. It's a glass ceiling of sorts. I think about it. I was thinking about it the other day. I give myself less credit than I'm sure that I would probably deserve to do. But I am very critical of myself. Super critical. Growth, and to me, it's never ending. To highlight and do good things is never ending for me. So I'm always looking for that next step. What can I do better? How can I improve what I've done so far? So, but I do recognize that it is a different industry. Not many folks are in it at all. Like you say, of any hue, and to be an African American in that space is quite unique. So I do understand that. So.
I'm glad that you are in that space. Now, also just in May alone, I mean, you and Amber are like best friends, right?
Yeah.
She has come and covered you and your team at a health fair for the city of Gary, and then on the health department, and then the giveaways of EMT appreciation or first responders.
We sure
so
did.
Talk about your tour, your world tour.
The world tour. Yes. So every year we do every year it's a national thing. It's called National EMS Week. So it just highlights all the first responders. We've decided that what we want to do is take it a step further. So we put a food truck in front of the Maryville Courthouse to be able to ask the firemen to come over, of course my people, and then any of the first responders, right, to come on over. So because we really want to highlight what they do, because when you and we're sitting at home and they make those phone calls to go run into a building,
I'm running the other way.
I'm running the other way.
Bed.
I'm running the other way. But our people and the first responders and the firemen, they run to that situation, make sure that we're safe. So we want to highlight them as well.
Yes, and it's ironic. Earlier this morning, I was at Silver Monday over at Jay's Breakfast Club, where we have seniors who come out every Monday at 10 to get information and resources, of which you will be getting booked to talk about your resources. But our special guest was the fire chief of Gary, and Larry Tillman the second. Tillman the second, and he was talking about EMTs also. So there's like a need in the whole industry, and he emphasized that now the training starts at age 18 instead of 21. And so hopefully that will give you a broader field from which to choose. So I would just encourage those who are looking either for a new career if you're young, or a career switch.
Or a segue. So if you're looking to get into a medical field at all, usually they go through something like an EMT or a paramedic to get there. Affectionately call our paramedics rolling doctors, because if you have a gunshot wound or something very serious, imagine being standing up in a vehicle trying to work on a patient and still having a vehicle's moving, and you're still having to push narcotics or drugs to help stabilize and whatever medical procedure you have to do on that patient. It's a serious job. So that's usually a segue into becoming a nurse, becoming a doctor. So this will start your medical career. All
right. Well, we had you at the Gary Area Career Center the other day, and you were chatting with Jeff, and I love to make those connections because we have that EMT training program at the Gary Area Career Center, have cohorts graduating, and so we're going to graduate them right over to you, and they can just go ahead and apply.
That's all we need. We'll sit in there and talk to them and say, hey, come on over, because you know, don't just sit in to take that course just to get you an easy course to get out of class, but hey, be serious about medical. We all need it. And you talked about how short resources are when it comes down to paramedic. I think the last number I had was less than 2,000 paramedics in the state of Indiana.
Really?
Which means that everybody that's in my space is fighting for the same resource, right? And so with that, most of them would like to be on the fire department and things like that. But if you can't get there, then you want to start where else, right? Absolutely. So, and of course, every industry. I'm sure you even would like a few more talented people on your staff.
Would I, Amber? Would we like a few more talented people? Maybe. Yes, always. No. Everybody needs an Amber, is what she says.
Right.
It's true.
We would call it the Amber promotion. Everybody needs an Amber. We Amber put billboards up. Amber alert.
We need an Amber alert. But here's the thing. I recall the last time we chatted, at least in this platform, that you had some sort of job fair coming up. Are you looking to do that again, where we can get some folks to just come to the office and learn more about the opportunities?
Yeah, so we had a weekend job fair where we had folks to try to come out and try to catch us some talent. It's a tough resource. Life is a beast out there, but we're confident that we'll get. Jeff asked me on the interview the other day, hey, how do you hire? Do you beef up the money? Do whatever, and I told him I can afford to pay a little bit more to folks that are those solid, critical, worth it, right people. And I can afford to do that for those ones, but we're still looking for you. So give us a call at 219-879-1039. We need EMTs and paramedics right now.
EMTs, paramedics, right now. Now, at the beginning of this interview, Alex, you said that you're very critical of yourself. I, too, I'm the same. What can I do better? What more can I do? So I have to ask you the obvious question. What's next for ATC?
What next for ATC? Well, Some things I hold.
Oh, okay, it's a secret,
some things I hold, but we may expand to a very similar but different space.
Okay.
Not looking at transportation. Maybe something outside of that.
Oh, I can't wait, because I know when it's time you're going to tell me, so I can break the story. Well, let's talk about the spaces you are currently in as far as Northwest Indiana, and elaborate.
Yeah, so Northwest, so we handle all of Lake County, Porter County, LaPorte County, and St. Joe County. Ooh. So, so we expand our services out there. We have contracts for the most part with a lot of different industries out there, or hospitals and things of that nature. So we're out there, but again, I'm always looking to how do you get expansion. We have goals, right, that exceed 10 years from now. It should be we should look a lot different than we do now.
Okay,
right?
And I want to flip the conversation, because you're giving me a entrepreneurial vibe, and I'll just interject that he is a proud West Side graduate, so it makes perfect sense that you are so ambitious, so self-critical, and already talking about 10 years down the line. But in all seriousness, Alex, a word to entrepreneurs about that planning. First you were in the corporate space, you moved over to the entrepreneurial space. How important is it to be the plan for the scale up? Because I'm kind of in that space right now, and it is a scary place to be in.
Sure. I talked to a lot of entrepreneurs, right? And so one of them, he was afraid to level up, as it were, or move to the next space, because it's scary, right?
Yeah.
It's funny, as an entrepreneur, we are already prideful that we are doing things that we're normally not comfortable doing, right? Mm-hmm. So you have to continue that, right? Okay. Continue being uncomfortable, because that's where growth comes.
We got nuggets coming out of today's session. Continue being uncomfortable, because that's where growth comes. I like it. Well, you are actually encouraging me, and it just tags on to yesterday's sermon, where my pastor literally said, some of you all aren't dreaming big enough.
Right.
I wanted to sink down in my seat, because I was already up front. I'm like, are you talking to me? Let me move to the back. But we do have to dream bigger and not be afraid to fail.
No, and you know what? I was thinking about your business on my way over here. It's funny.
Really?
I really was. I was thinking, I said, what kind of studio would Chelsea have? How is she going to upgrade her equipment to where it's more studio type-ish,
a whole
kind of thing.
set.
So, I was thinking about that. But you have your, instead of the harpo,
No, but I have applied for a grant that I'm waiting to hear from to build out the studio. And as I alluded in the last See with Sauce about some expansion of services that parallel to what you're talking about.
It's going to happen. It's going to happen.
I'm so excited. It's going to happen this month.
I'll be there to witness it and be a part of it. So.
Yes, my clients will definitely benefit from another platform of exposure.
Yeah, absolutely.
So again, talk to me about the services, and really some folks just don't know how you kind of fell into this with family and taking over something, because again, you were in the IT space.
Yeah, I was in IT. So I did 23 years of IT. I did a lot of work. I won the largest award that you can give in that company, the PepsiCo award. It was a big award. It came with stock. It came with all kind of things. So with that, when I'm talking to entrepreneurs, I say, don't be afraid to work a job.
Yeah.
In fact, that's where your skills will come from, right?
Yes.
So work that job. Understand what you're doing, because you're going to need every bit of that when you decide to become an entrepreneur.
Absolutely. And those networks.
Networks is something.
When people talk about all the different email addresses I have thousands of them. It all started with me collecting the emails from all of my jobs.
Okay.
Every time I left a job, I downloaded my own database, because it belongs to me. If you email me, then it belongs to me, right? And so 30,000, 40,000 emails later, here we are. So it is about networking. I love this angle that we are touching on today as fellow entrepreneurs. If you're just tuning in, where have you been? Happy Monday. I'm talking to Alex Dunlap III of Around the Clock Ambulance, and soon to be more. We'll see. But talk to me about a challenge that you've seen in your industry. If you could complete the sentence, the thing about the ambulance service industry is what? Is
very, even though it sounds like it's a different industry than most, it's really the same. So what the true challenge of breaking the ceiling, as it were, is not necessarily I give you money to run your business, but I give you access to people and conversations in rooms and things that you're not a part of that can really help you boost your industry.
Gotcha.
So that's the biggest thing, I think, because it's a very guarded area. That the space that I'm in is super guarded. My competition has 100 years, 50 years,
Gotcha.
things I've already doing in this space. So
Yes.
when I'm trying to get into break into certain industries or certain companies and things like that to provide my service, that's the thing I have to overcome. So
they don't have WHITT. How about that? We are breaking in. Yeah. Alex is coming because folks come to me now like, I saw Alex, and you have your own following, though, quite frankly.
Really?
Yes. When we post things with you and share and tag you and all your friends and family, like, look at Alex doing his thing.
You know, I look at some social media. I don't look at a lot of it because, prior to you, I wasn't doing a whole lot of advertising, which is probably to more of my detriment than anything. But I've really seen where I've gotten a boost. I got additional phone calls and things like that from the fact that I'm advertising with you.
Well, thank you. I appreciate that. I guess the last thing I want to talk about is a lot of the entrepreneurs we know, like you said, they just come, you procure the service or you buy the product and it's done. A lot of yours is contract based. And talk about the nuances of that, not just getting in the space, but then when it's time to fill out the paperwork, have the necessary certifications, that's a whole separate skill set in itself.
Sure, yeah. So I haven't seen a lot of, as it were, government contracts in my space, but now I'm seeing where the state is actually beefing up a little bit. So I got a couple things that I'm actually filling out now
for the
state. So it can be very lucrative for us.
Yes.
So all of the contracts that you do, you of course you got to let them know you can execute.
Okay.
Then you have to execute.
Yes.
All right, and then you have to execute, and then you run out of data. And how can we get better with it? And so that's where we are now. Because there's no nursing home around, there's no dialysis center around, there's no hospital around that we haven't had some sort of a contract with. So we're in all the spaces for the most part, but. Now having a contract and you calling me as opposed to my competition, that's where a different additional thing.
It's getting ready to happen. I feel it. I feel that energy for you because you say you're self-critical, ambitious, and always looking for ways to grow. Right. Stay uncomfortable. Those are the words of Alex Dunlap III. One more time, that plea for job openings and how we get in touch both for the jobs and how to use your services.
Yep. So the same number applies to both. So if you're an EMT or you're finishing up your EMT school, or if you serious-minded, I will pay for EMT school because I have before. Okay. So to those folks that are critical and really serious about what they're doing. So to do that, call me at 219-879-1039. You can reach us there. Now, you need the service. If you don't know if you need the service or not, then you can still give me a call at 219-879-1039, and we'll be able to walk you through all of that.
Good enough. I've been chatting with my friend, my colleague, my client, Alex Dunlap III, and we have a question online. Instagram, what say you?
Okay.
From Dr. Janelle Harvey, what about high schoolers who want to job shadow?
Oh.
Good.
Now, I know
question.
Dr. Harvey and her son is like, he's in high school, but mentally he's like way past us, like doctoral program type.
Well, I like that. So Dr. Harvey, so yes, we can. So it would be a sign-off sheet that we have that we can do that. And we have had kids to come shadow us before.
Okay.
It's just that, and as you would know, that when it comes down to actually hiring, it's a certain number that insurance likes. Even though 18 is becoming a number for an EMT, but hiring, you have to be at least 21 for it to really make sense.
For it to stick,
Insurance is a tough beast.
I got you.
Yeah, that's expensive stuff right there. Yeah, but I would love to have him come and shadow us. We'll make a space for him.
Awesome. Well, I will give her a call and make that connection. And before we get out of here, I think another cool thing that you do in the community, especially now it's summertime, you all pull up on events and have the ambulance out there. Yeah,
we do. We get a lot of requests for coming out to just host our event, and we don't charge for that. We enjoy doing that. Okay. So if you have a run coming up or something like that, and you sometimes people may have a tendency to overheat and things like that, so they may need the services of EMT or paramedic to get them where they need to be. So we'll come and we'll post up and we'll do that same thing.
That
so
is great. Well, I'm training for a couple of 5Ks and 10Ks. Can you just pull up
just
the Gleason and
for you.
post up?
We'll make sure we have plenty of oxygen.
Still there?
We have oxygen for you. We're there.
I have enjoyed our chat. Everybody, thank you so much for watching. Please support Around the Clock Ambulance. It's Black owned, it's local, and it's expanding and it's growing. And I would love for you to be a part of this growth and success story. Alex, congratulations to you, your family, your team, and that phone number one more time.
Yeah, well, sure. 219-879-1039. And success, great success to you too, Chelsea.
Thank you, everybody. Thanks so much for watching. Share this video. It's on its way to YouTube, and we'll see you next time.